Morning all, hope you're doing well, hope you're all staying safe. It's Saturday the 30th of May, another weekend. I asked my daughter yesterday what day it was, she had no clue. She's been out of school for like 2 months, has not got a clue what day of the week it is now. Usual stuff, US cases slightly up yesterday, still trending down, but slightly up yesterday. Florida had another spike yesterday, and in order to try and temper what's going on with those spikes, I've added another chart which shows deaths. Not great, but I have to do it just to get some context into what's going on with these spikes, so that the death rate hopefully gives you a bit more of a perspective of what's going on. Disney and SeaWorld got the go-ahead yesterday from the governor's office to reopen on their respective dates of July the 11th for Disney and June the 11th for the public for SeaWorld. Nothing yet for Universal Orlando, which is a bit strange seeing as they open next week, and nothing yet for Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens did get the go-ahead from their local government to open up, and that is now with the governor for ratification. I do have information on Volcano Bay. I posted that on a couple of Facebook groups yesterday, but I've detailed that out in a few slides, so you can see what's happening there. Universal's operating hours are up, so we can see what's going on for that first week. I thought it was only going to be single park entry. It doesn't look like it is. They're selling 2-park tickets, and they're also selling Universal Express Pass tickets, unlike Disney, who have stopped their fast passes. Finally, we went to Disney Springs again last night just to see how different it was going to be to opening day. It was a little bit different, not too much different, more stuff open, and less people wearing masks. And I do say more about that in the video, so please have a look at that and you can see for yourself what you think. That stuff that is happening. Stuff that isn't happening, nothing more on international travel. I keep getting asked about international travel. Nothing more yet. I will bring you that as soon as I get it. Nothing on any kind of dispensation for people that are over 2 years old. So everybody over 2 years old now needs to wear a face covering when they're in the parks. Nothing on dispensations for maybe people who are autistic, people who have got respiratory problems, or any other type of problem that would stop them wearing a mask. Disney have said that they're going to put these temporary kind of rest areas in place for people to remove their masks for a short time, because it's going to be 95 degrees. It's going to be close to 100% humidity in July. So that's good, but yeah, nothing more. If you've got a real issue, I would suggest you contact Disney directly. Nothing more from SeaWorld regarding their reservation system. Nothing more from Universal regarding their reservation system, which is strange given that they're opening next week. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. You'll get this stuff 6 days a week. And then you'll get me back in the parks vlogging when they reopen. Okay, let's go to the news. In the US yesterday we had 25,069 new cases, which is the highest in just over a week. New cases in Florida yesterday was 1,212, that's the most since April the 17th, when such a spike has occurred before. It's been said to be as a result of a backlog of tests. There's been no news on that spike, but I got another graph that shows both cases and deaths for a 7-day moving average. The bottom graph shows deaths, and it's clear to see that the peak of the deaths was around May 2nd, May 3rd, and the trend does seem to be mainly downwards since then. In cheerier news, Disney World was given the go-ahead to reopen on July the 11th by the DBPR on behalf of Governor Ron DeSantis. I received this email from Disney yesterday, which includes the mention of a new reservation system. No details of that system have yet been made available. It also mentions that because I have valid theme park admission, I'll have access to the theme park reservation system before new tickets are sold to other guests. SeaWorld was also given the green light to open on its preferred date of June the 10th. Remember, that's just for its own employees. It'll open to the public on June the 11th. I haven't seen a similar letter for Universal Orlando, even though that opens in just 2 days. Busch Gardens plans to open to its employees on June the 10th and the public on June the 11th have been approved by Hillsborough County and Tampa Mayor Jane Castor. These plans now need to be ratified by Governor Ron DeSantis. Universal Orlando has updated its website to show operating hours for the week beginning June the 5th. Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure will open from 9 AM to 6 PM, Volcano Bay from 10 AM to 5 PM, and Universal City Walk 8 AM to 10 PM. I didn't think that Universal Orlando would be offering park-to-park tickets in order to keep control of crowds in each park. However, they are offering 2-park one-day park-to-park tickets for $183 starting on June the 5th. Unlike Disney, who have scrapped the fast passes for the time being, Universal is selling its 2-park Universal Express Unlimited Pass. These passes can be bought for use from Monday, June the 8th onwards. There was some news coming out of Volcano Bay yesterday, and this is from one of the team members that works there. There'll be no combining of parties on family rides, it'll be one family per ride. Face masks are not required to be worn at Volcano Bay, but they are recommended. No face masks will be allowed on water rides. So if you are wearing a face mask, please leave that back at your lounger or put it in your pocket. There's going to be limited restaurants available on day one, so expect lines. Capacity on opening day will be 1,500 of the park's total capacity of circa 6,000, so around a quarter. Life jackets will be sanitised after every use. I understand this is going to be by spray. Plastic silverware will be used instead of metal, and this will be then thrown away. Finally, the Tiawa Fearless River will have 2 exits and 1 entrance only to controlled numbers. We're back at Disney Springs this evening. I brought Christina and Gemma out just for a bite to eat, just to see how busy it is tonight. I know it was chock-a-block on Wednesday for the opening of the Disney shop, World of Disney. So here we go, we're going to have a look and see what we can do tonight. Easy parking, got on level 2, just parked over there, and here's the temperature screening right here. Hi. Oh, I've got no hat on today. Hi, how are you? Thank you. What am I today? What am I today? Oh, spot on. Thank you. $97.6, so I'm good to go. So it's definitely busier than when I was here last time, which was opening day, but it couldn't have been much emptier then actually. Now Planet Hollywood's open now, it wasn't then. Lots of cleaning going on. They've got the hand wash stations, they're not hand sanitizers, they're actually hand wash stations with soap and water. We've just been to the Disney Welcome Centre to see if we can upgrade our passes after being told on the phone today by the dedicated ticketing line that we could, because they couldn't help me. And the Welcome Centre just said they're not doing anything now until July the 11th, so you will have no luck at all. If you are trying to upgrade your passes, you will have no luck at all until the parks are open. So that's a bit poor, but anyway, there we go. We're down near World of Disney. There is a small line to get in there at the moment. We're going to go in there later probably, see what's in there. It does feel that there's a lot more stuff open, even though there really isn't. There's only a handful of shops open now that wasn't open when I was here before, but it does feel more kind of Disney Springs now than it did on day one, when it just felt, I don't know, different, but it's feeling a bit like it used to now. There's the line for World of Disney, and people are sticking to the 6-foot distancing, which is great. There's somebody without a mask on. Not so great. I'm a little bit disappointed today with the number of people who seem to be walking around either with masks under their nose or carrying a practically empty drinks cup and then just wandering around. It defeats the purpose in my view. So we're in Earl of Sandwich, there's pretty much nobody here, and it's raining. Oh, it's actually raining quite hard now. So I got a BLT wrap, and Gemma got pizza bread, right? And Christina got an Italian. It's all looking very nice. Total was about $29, including the pass holder discount. If you're a pass holder or DVC member, then you do get, I think it's 20% discount, so worth it. Okay, we're going to see if we can get into World of Disney without a big line. Doesn't look like there's going to be one. There it is. Let's see what's happening around the corner. Haha, good. No line. Oh, no line. The best line. It is raining though, that's why. I guess there's nobody here. Or very few people now are here.
Hello,
hi.
welcome to Disney. Have some fun. Welcome, welcome. Pretty much looks fast.
Wow. We have a lot of cast members at the door there. I don't know if they're all counting people in. You can have your very own dinosaur ride vehicle, remote control, or the old style parking lot tram. You'll never see that again. Or a test track vehicle. These are all $24.99 plus tax. Never forget the tax. They do have Disney buggies in stock, $40. You can probably get them in Walmart though for $15. They don't really appear to have changed the layout of the store at all. I'm not sure any of the ski holders have gone at all. You just got to kind of watch where you're going. There's no one-way system in the store, so it's up to you to social distance. There are a few markings on the floor when you get to the registers, but that's about it actually. But people are behaving. There we go, there's a register over there. And you can see the 6-foot markings on the floor there. And there's the plexiglass they've installed, just like you do at Publix and Walmart and Winn-Dixie. My takeaway from this little visit is it's going to be a nightmare to police masks when the park's open. If we can't get Disney Springs to cooperate, we've got no chance. You know, when you've got thousands of people in a park, they're going to be all over the place. Even with this little hit squad of CMs that are going to try and encourage you to put your mask on, not going to happen. So that's the way it's going to be, I'm afraid. It's there's no point getting upset about it. People are going to wear masks, or people are not going to wear masks, and that's it. If they get it in the mind that they're not, they'll find a reason not to. But still Disney, still going to be okay. US cases then up slightly. You know, it's not showing any great spikes. It looks like it's still coming down overall. So good news overall for the States. For Florida, we did have a spike yesterday, and you know, we had one last week, and then on Monday, Tuesday, they said, oh, that spike's due to late notification of cases. Well, that does nobody any good at all. Happened again yesterday. I don't know whether that's true, whether they're going to tell me that's more, well, not me, us, that's more backlog of cases. So I did come across this other chart which shows deaths, and that looks like they're logging that day by day. There's no backlog of results, if you like, because I guess they log people's deaths as they happen. So that is showing when the peak was, and we are down from that peak, and it does look like we're coming down slightly. So that tells not a better story, but gives a better picture, I think, on what's really going on. So Disney World and SeaWorld getting the seal of approval from the governor, crack on. Don't know why I can't find anything from the governor's office for Universal, given that they're opening, you know, on the 1st and 2nd. We're only 2 days away. That's kind of weird. I'm guessing they're okay if they're going to open up on Monday, but who knows? We'll see. Obviously I won't be there, that's for cast members, or team members, but I'm sure it'll be all over the news. So by default, I guess we're going to be there. We should be in phase 2 by that point. Governor DeSantis has said nothing. It's Saturday today. He's not going to say anything today, I guess. So we're going to enter the unofficial phase 2 for at least theme park opening, and we're going to see how that goes. Nothing more on Busch Gardens and its opening being ratified by the governor's office either, although they're not opening until the 11th. However, SeaWorld has got their go-ahead from the DBPR, so I'm expecting that Busch Gardens will get it Monday, Tuesday. So Universal Orlando have put their hours up. That's great. I'm glad they've done that, seeing as they're opening next week. I'm really surprised that they've got this 2-park ticket available. How are they going to keep track of who's in what park if they're selling 2-park tickets? I mean, I guess if the Hogwarts Express is going to be operating, then they can click people in and click people out at each end, and I guess they can do it like that. So yeah, I'd actually not thought about that before. But if they're clicking people in as they enter the park through the normal gate entries, I'm sure they can do the same at the Hogwarts Express exits and entries. So yeah, okay, fair enough, they can do that. And they are still selling their express passes, unlike Disney, who have said they're going to use the fast pass queue lines for queuing more people. So yeah, they're taking different tacks. Nothing being said more about the reservation system from Universal. I'm really amazed at that. How they can do that, how they can open the park without telling people what they're going to do. I mean, I guess they've still got 5 days before they let the public in, and I'm guessing that they must have few enough annual pass holders that it's not going to be a problem on the 3rd and 4th. We'll see, I guess. The Volcano Bay stuff, that was kind of on the QT from one of I know 1 or 2 people who work at Volcano Bay, so they gave me that at the QT. No mentioning names, and nobody's going to get into trouble. But yeah, good that we found out that the capacity of Volcano Bay is going to be 25%. Now, is that going to translate into 25% for the dry parks for Universal Orlando and Islands of Adventure? If it is, then maybe we're only going to see maybe 10,000 people in each of those parks. So that's going to feel fairly empty, but good. Day 1, good. All in for that. And then yesterday went to Disney Springs. Did feel better. It felt more Disney. There was more people in the place, and that always makes it feel like you're more part of a crowd than being isolated from people. So yeah, that was nice. There wasn't many more shops open, but it did feel like there was. What was bad is that on day 1, pretty much everybody had their masks on and were social distancing properly. Yesterday, not so much, I'm afraid, and I'm just afraid this is the way it's going to be. And it's happened in Disneyland Shanghai, as we've seen previously. People have kind of got used to it, got complacent, thought, hey, okay, I don't need to do this anymore now, things are getting back to normal. So this hit squad of cast members in the orange and blue uniforms, I don't know how much they're going to be on top of this thing or confront people about it. I did speak to a couple of more senior people at Disney Springs yesterday, the guys with the slacks and the plaid shirts, and I asked it what they were doing to kind of counteract anybody who didn't want to wear it. As I was speaking to them, there was a guy standing outside World of Disney, just basically with no mask, not in his hand. I guess he had it in his pocket, looked like he was waiting for somebody, but it was like an everyday normal experience for him, no mask at all. Other people had no masks on, or they had them pulled down either around their chins or under their nose. Other people, like I say in the video, were just like, they had a small amount of drink in a cup and were taking that to mean they didn't have to wear the mask. So if Disney lets that perpetuate in Disney Springs, they're going to have a real problem when it gets to the parks. Not only them, SeaWorld are going to have the same problem, Universal are going to have the same problem, Busch Gardens are going to have the same problem. So that's the way it's going to be, I'm afraid. I'm going to wear my mask. If there's these areas that we can get into that you can take the mask off for a little while, hopefully they're shaded, I'll take the mask off. If I'm in a restaurant, I'll take the mask off. Other than that, I'll be wearing the mask. But yeah, that's it. There's going to be a bit of an issue. So that's it for today. May not be back tomorrow unless there's something big going on today. If not, see you Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Take care. See you then. Cheers. Bye-bye.